The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
When the days for Jesus' being taken up were fulfilled, he resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem, and he sent messengers ahead of him. On the way, they entered a Samaritan village to prepare for his reception there. But they would not welcome him, because the destination of his journey was Jerusalem. When the disciples James and John saw this, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to consume them?" Jesus turned and rebuked them, and they journeyed to another village. As they were proceeding on their journey, someone said to him, "I will follow you wherever you go." Jesus answered him, "Foxes have dens, and birds of the sky have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to rest his head." And to another he said, "Follow me." But he replied, "Lord, let me go first and bury my father." But he answered him, "Let the dead bury their dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God." And another said, "I will follow you, Lord, but first let me say farewell to my family at home." To him Jesus said, "No one who sets a hand to the plow and looks to what was left behind is fit for the kingdom of God." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus
Christ.
Wow. What got into Jesus this week? I think many times we think of Jesus as a kitty cat, someone who makes us feel better, someone who doesn't ask a lot from us, someone who is there when we need him, but also someone that we can just brush aside when it's not convenient or when we're not interested in what he's asking of us. The Jesus of today's gospel is certainly not a kitty cat. He's more like a roaring lion. The gospel starts out by saying that Jesus is resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem. Of course, Jerusalem is where he carries out his Father's will for the redemption of all mankind. His central focus is to do the Father's will. And that's what he's calling for his disciples to do. And that's all of us as well. He's not really saying to ignore our earthly responsibilities, but he is telling us to be resolutely determined to make him the center of our life rather than something of this world. He wants us to focus on doing his will and letting him work through us. I was on retreat a couple weeks ago, and I want to share a story that I heard from Bishop Scott McKeag from Canada. He was involved with the Companions of the Cross Apostolate, and every year they went as a group on retreat to a camp in northern Canada. After several years, their habits and routines became apparent, so certain people took on certain responsibilities. Father Andrew was always an early riser, always the first one up. So he would quietly get up and head down the short trail to the river and start fishing for the group. A half hour later, you could practically set your clock by it. Father Claude would get up and head to the river with a pot to get water for the morning coffee. Well, this particular morning, Father Andrew was down at the river fishing, and he was having a good morning. He had already caught 2 fish. Sure enough, a half hour later, he hears Father Claude coming down the trail and hollers back to let him know about his early success. No answer. So he calls back again, wishing him a good morning. Still no answer. Father Andrew glances back, but instead of Father Claude, he is face to face with a 900-pound Canadian grizzly. Father Andrew freezes, trying not to panic, but his heart is pounding in his chest. Now, anytime Father Andrew told this story, the seminarians would always ask, "What did you do?" And Father Andrew always gave the same answer. At that moment, it really doesn't matter what I do. The only thing that matters is what the bear does. And the same is true for us Christians. As we minister to our family, to our friends, even to others that we don't know, it really doesn't matter what we do. What matters is what Jesus does through us. He's the roaring lion. He is the 900-pound grizzly, a disruptor, able to do anything with transforming power and pure, untamed goodness, the one who can change the world. This is the real Jesus. This is the Jesus that we need to get to know. This is the Jesus that we need to let work through us. So resolutely determine to make him the center of your life. And hold on. You won't believe what he will do through you.